This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Tuesday, the 25th of September. I'm Michael Groff. Dry weather and above average temperatures will continue for the rest of the week and into the first half of the weekend. But then things turn quite a bit more interesting as we see a turn toward cooler weather and the potential of a tropical system coming in here by the first half of next week. A lot to talk about. Let's get out there and discuss. First, yesterday in the valley, 102 degrees for the high, 82 was the morning low. And outside right now, here at 5:50 a.m., we've got partly cloudy skies in the valley. We begin this day at 82 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 45, humidity 27%. The winds are calm. The barometer is steady. Temperatures around south central Arizona this morning. I see a 62 way up there on the buttes. Otherwise, here in Metro Phoenix, low 70s in the cool spots, low 80s or so here in the urban core. Water vapor satellite view, a trough passing across the central and northern Rockies out into the plain states. A dry westerly flow here across the southwest. The watch warning maps still have red flag advisories in parts of the west, wind advisory sections of the western Dakotas, and a flash flood watch for parts of Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia. Convective outlook for today, a slight risk of severe storms around Milwaukee, Chicago, Indianapolis, up toward Muskegon, Detroit, and Columbus, Ohio. A marginal risk for some of the adjacent areas. And this right here is going to be the big wild card in our weather in coming days. Going to be talking a lot about this. This is Tropical Depression 20E. It is anticipated to become a tropical storm probably sometime today. When it does, it will get the name Rosa. And it will continue to move west for quite a while before making a turn toward the northwest this weekend. And ultimately, a turn toward the north is anticipated with this system and potentially affecting us here in the southwest. And taking a look at rainfall valid through next Tuesday morning, coming from the guys over at the WPC. They've got a pretty broad area of around 1/4 to 1/2 inch covering much of Arizona. These numbers may come up or way up depending on the evolution of our tropical system in the East Pacific this weekend. We'll get into the details of that and everything else with our weather now as we delve into the models. Here we go, the GFS, the 06Z run valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Upper trough across the northern plains, ridging building in across the west, and a cutoff low underneath that. Those are the big players on the board. Down at the surface today, there might be enough moisture for an isolated shower or thunderstorm up across the rim country, but here in the valley, partly sunny this morning, becoming mostly sunny this afternoon. Highs upper 90s to near 100. Tonight, clear skies, lows upper 60s in the cool spots, upper 70s in the urban core. Tomorrow, sunny, a bit warmer, highs upper 90s to around 102. Thursday, we should be 101 to 104, and about the same thing on Friday. Now, as we get to the weekend, let me show you the synoptic features we have at play here. We've got a ridge centered over southwest New Mexico. Our tropical system, likely a hurricane near 20 north and 120 west. We've got a trough digging in, centered just off the Pacific Northwest coast, and a blocking ridge west of our hurricane. So the hurricane doesn't have anywhere to move to the west, and it looks like the southwesterly flow is going to start to pick it up and bring it on toward the north and ultimately the north and east. The day on Saturday here looks mostly sunny with high temperatures somewhere between about 100 and 103. Sunday looks like a day with increasing clouds and moisture, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, perhaps as early as Sunday night. High temperatures Sundays somewhere between the upper 90s and 102. There's our tropical system now making the turn toward the north and ultimately toward the northeast as it is approaching the Baja. Now, as for Monday, this run of the GFS, very curiously, has the center of this system a tropical storm, likely still at this point, with a 982 millibar low centered just west of Rocky Point. And if that happened to verify, we would have increasing wind here across south central and southwest Arizona, as well as southeast California. And the heaviest rain would be centered over northwest Mexico, again, parts of southeast California and southwest Arizona, say from Imperial over toward Blythe and Yuma, and then maybe up the Colorado River. But here in the valley, we would still have a good chance of some rain. But you know how these tropical systems can be. A lot of the time, they come up here and they're just a big blanket of moisture. Very high humidity, lots of clouds, and just some light rain. But we do have added dynamics from an approaching trough as well. And clearly, the details are going to have to be ironed out in coming days with regard to this, because while the GFS has been very consistent in advertising this scenario, each run has a slightly different iteration as to what's going to happen. And the exact track and timing and intensity of these features going to make a huge difference with regard to what will ultimately happen here. Let me show you the European model just to further complicate things a bit. This is the same time next Monday. Remember the GFS advertising a huge tropical system coming in here? The European, yeah, not so much. It's got a trough out there, but it's only got widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain of Arizona. So we still have a long time to take a look at this and see where it goes. All right, let's go out to a week from today, back off the GFS. This is Tuesday, the 2nd of October, a large, cool upper trough here over the western states, and maybe still some unsettled conditions, chance of showers. But the big message that we're getting from the global models across the board is that temperatures are going to be headed down, potentially well below average for next week. And that is some welcome news. Even if we don't get rain, at least we'll finally get some cooler weather. High temperatures, if this was right, would be in the mid and upper 80s. Here's Wednesday, the 3rd of October, still troughing in place, temperatures below average, and then this is the end of the 10-day forecast period. Thursday, the 4th of October, GFS has a very cold trough now over the west, and temperatures as much as 15 degrees below average if this were to be correct. But let me just show you this at the same time. This is the European, next Thursday, the 4th of October. Now, it's got a tropical system moving our direction up the west coast of Mexico, and plenty of shower and thunderstorm activity and unsettled conditions here over the southwest. So all of the global models want to bring some type of tropical system up into the southwest states next week sometime. Very unusual. And this is the QPF, the rainfall coming off of the GFS over the next 10 days. And this is not an official forecast. This is just one model run. But if this were correct, the GFS suggests as much as 5 inches of rain or so up the Colorado River, say again around Imperial, Blythe, Yuma, up toward Quartzsite, Parker, even the Las Vegas Valley would see a couple of inches of rain, and over toward Kingman if this were to verify. Very interesting stuff. All right, let's take a look at the numbers through the period coming off of the GFS ensemble, and even the ensembles are bringing us down to a slightly below average temperatures by next week. Boy, that's some good news. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll get the notifications. Plus, your comments, questions, suggestions, always encouraged as well. Be safe out there, stay cool, and have yourselves a fantastic Tuesday.